What is up, everyone? Ejay Cruz here, and this is The Parables, a podcast strictly developed to inspire, influence, and empower the audience. And we're doing this by bringing on some of the most amazing and impactful guests who share their story and everything leading up to where they are today and their success. Now, the heart and soul of the podcast is really just to have a laid-back, natural conversation and embracing the moment. I do very little editing, and I try not to do so much of an interview style type of podcast. There's just something about just having that conversation as if you guys are sitting next to us and listening in on what we're talking about. With that being said, just a reminder, we are on YouTube for your viewing pleasure, and as well for listening pleasures, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Buzzsprout, and a lot of different platforms. So with that, let's get right into it. I got my man here, Alex Soto, man. I appreciate you so much.
Yep,
Thank you for coming. Man, really excited about this episode. It's been like, what, 10 years?
10 years, buddy. Way back.
I think it's been 10 years. Me and Alex were both in the car scene. And if you guys watched episode 2, we kind of have a circle of kind of a line of our friendships with Brian and also Alex. It's been about 10 years. Alex is the CEO and founder of Sheepey Race.
Yeah.
And he's just a huge icon in the auto industry, drag racer, and lots of different things going on. And can't wait to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
So how's everything been going?
Man, life's crazy. I'm blessed. Life is good. I woke up, just a lot going on, So I play father, I got 2 kids, I got businesses, I got employees. It's just every day is a very fast paced, a lot of going on,
Yeah.
So can't complain though. Things are good.
Fast like your cars, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to slow down a little bit. You get so caught up in the moment, you don't sit back and appreciate the blessings,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's a very common thing, that we take things for granted. So trying to slow down a little bit now as my kids are getting older, but I've been really nonstop in the past 10 years, just go, and yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. So the shop is in Marietta?
We're in Marietta now. Yeah, we've been in Marietta since January.
Since January, okay.
Yeah.
Was that the first location, or?
No, that's the second location.
Okay.
And actually, we just even got another building that we get the keys to on November 1st.
Nice.
Right in front of us. So we were in Paris. Our first location was in Paris. Well, to be honest, this is now our third location because realistically, I started out of my garage, which was my first location.
Okay.
So, and then got a little shop after that, and now ended up in Marietta. So,
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, Alex, I don't know if you were able to watch some of the previous episodes, like we talked about. Just really want to get to know you. Obviously, you have a very interesting, profile. I guess you could say. I don't know how to put it into words, but man, you just, dude, we already know that you're huge in the auto industry. You're an icon. And
I'm not an icon. I'm human like everybody. I've never looked back. I just kept going. I got crazy big goals, and I just kept going.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, man. So did you grow up in the Paris?
No, not at all. Or? So a little bit about my personal background. So I was born in LA. Single moms raised me and my sister. We lived in Fontana until I was 12.
Okay.
And she remarried my stepdad, and like any family, right, they want to better themselves and provide for their children. So we moved to Colorado for my parents to get better jobs, and I lived there from I was 12 to about 18, and then a lot happened in that time. If you want to get into details, by all means, I'm more than happy to tell you. But long story short, when I turned 18, I wasn't raised with my dad. He lived in Riverside.
Okay.
And I was into cars, teenager, hardcore into cars.
Okay.
And I wanted to pursue the automotive industry. I didn't know how or what I was going to do, right?
Okay.
So I got a little job, doing sales at a kind of like a automotive warehouse, not like an AutoZone, more of like a distribution center. And I saved my money. I filed my taxes when I turned 18. I was like $740. I got that, put it in my pocket. That green Civic that I built, that everybody will, all our old friends remember. Remember the hatch?
Yeah.
That was my first car. It was a red hatch, and I loaded that car up. And on my 18th birthday, with $740 in my name, I drove to California.
Dang.
To stay with my dad to try to pursue the automotive industry.
Nice. Okay. So you obviously gauge interest at such a young age.
Very young age, man. I remember being a kid, man. My mom used to give me $3 for lunch money every day, and I I used to save my money. This was back when magazines were big. You had Turbo Magazine, you had Sport Compact, Honda Tuning, Import Tuning, right? And I used to save my lunch money, and every month I'd buy every magazine. You know?
Crazy.
And I just read and read and read, you know, because back then we didn't have internet, we didn't have social media. So if you want to know about drag racing in Honda, you would have to buy magazines at the time, right? Like the Lisa Kubos, Ed Birkenholtz, you know, Miles Bautista, Stefan Papadakis, Jason Whitfield. Those guys are, you know, started Honda drag racing. And I read all about that when I was 12, 13 years old. And I used to look up to these guys like, oh, it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of them now are actually good friends of mine.
Okay. But I mean, what got you into this scene? Was this something that you always been in, or did I don't know, did someone in the family was a car collector? Did someone own a shop?
No. So I was into cars as a kid. So actually, before I moved to Colorado, I lived in Fontana. I was 12. And this really good, he's like my brother till this day. We're really tight. His name is Joseph Little Whirlwind. He lived across the street from me. And he is 4 years older than I am. 5 years? 5 years older. And I was like 11 or 12, and he was 16. He's got his first car. It was a Mazda. And they used to go to the Ontario street races. And
those Ontario street races, man.
and they used to take me. So I just fell in love. It was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. As a 12-year-old kid, you know, I wouldn't let my 12-year-old kid go to street races now,
yeah,
right?
definitely not, right?
You know, sitting back, looking back at that, it's like, wow. So he's actually the one that introduced me into cars. You know, he then got a Civic. In back then, that's what import show off. The car shows was huge. So, you know, he built a crazy Civic when the white interiors was a big deal, big 18-inch rims, you know, Axis wheels, all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
So he was the guy that opened that door for me, you know, and I kind of just chased it, you know, as a kid, never really looked back, and just kind of, I've always wanted to build cool cars, do cool things, you know, and I was very intrigued as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I was that annoying little kid that just used to want to hang out with all the older car guys and let me ride with you, and you know, but
it's crazy because I've always talked about how the car culture has really, you know, back then, you know, we were young, how it really kind of has a lot to do with your growth and kind of your identity, right? Growing up and kind of just who you are.
Absolutely, man. You know, yeah, it makes you. It's who as you know, you're young. You know, we go through the ignorancies of being a young adult, right? And it's you know, the people that you're around, and you grow together, and it does make you who you are. I mean, a lot of who I am is I am odd. I don't know anything else. God forbid this got taken away from me. I can't do no office work. I don't know accounting. I mean, I know a little accounting now because I run my business, but you know, I don't have a degree, a bachelor's, a master's, you know, and this is all I know. This is what I do. You know, I breathe cars. It's my life.
Yeah. And that's what I find remarkable about you, because there's a lot of people out there who can't do what you did. And that's turn a passion, something you knew you were just born, like, you know, you loved, and turn it into a business. You know what I mean?
The truth is, I feel that, yeah, you know what? I am talented, and I know I'm talented. I feel if anybody wants to chase anything, though, they're more than possible. I've met so many brilliant people in my time of living so far, and so many people that doubt themselves.
Yes.
I met people, I've known a lot of people that are smarter than I am, but they're just scared to make moves.
Yeah.
I'm not better than them, you know? I don't have some crazy IQ. I'm not a genius. I'm just not scared to make a move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel differs the word passion and growing things versus the guy that just wakes up every morning, does the 8 to 5. There's nothing wrong with the 8 to 5. But the truth be told is, if you actually just lose a little bit of the scaredness and just make a move, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to fall and get back up.
Sometimes just got to master that doubt and just go out there and do it. Right?
You got to get rid of the doubt. You can't always be scared. And that's the biggest problem that I have with a lot of humanity and people around me. It's like, stop doubting yourself. You're capable of doing anything you set your mind. Listen, I was homeless at 16. We skipped a lot of things. I had some family trauma that went down. My mom was in a serious car accident. I bumped heads with my stepdad, kicked me out. I lived from house to house with friends. No money, nothing to eat. If I could do it, anybody could do it.
Definitely.
You know? So when I hear these stories, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm like, you're just doubting yourself.
Yeah.
And doubt is one of the worst things. I don't know what's worse, doubt or drugs. Doubting is horrible.
Yeah.
You know?
I kind of feel like I hate to compare myself to other people, but sometimes, I mean, I don't have the most remarkable story, but sometimes when people speak of that doubt or, oh, I can't do this because of that, you kind of say to yourself, like, man, like, I know a lot of other people in way worse scenarios, came from way worse conditions, or,
Absolutely.
and it's just kind of like, what's your excuse, right?
Excuse. You know what I teach my 4-year-old? If you ask my 4-year-old, what word doesn't exist? Can't. The word can't does not exist.
4 years old, that's
and
great.
He's 4 years old, and ask him what word doesn't exist. Can't does not exist.
Yeah.
It's just doubting the word can't. It's all just. I hate to cause bullcrap.
Yeah. You could cuss, by the way. Don't worry.
All right, then I can be myself. I can be a sailor sometimes.
I'm sorry, man. I forgot to tell you. No. I check the explicit content before I upload, bro. Don't trip.
Nah, yeah, man. So, I know I have these crazy visions with cars. I always have, and I just execute them. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's cool. A lot's happened. A lot's changed, and sometimes things happen so fast that you don't actually sit back and realize what you've done. Like, oh man, I live in such a small bubble where I'm a very structured individual. I wake up, I do the same thing, I see the same people, I go to work, I manage all my employees, and where sometimes you don't look at the outside in, and to us, it's normal. Then you meet somebody like, whoa, what you guys do is crazy. I'm like, oh, it really isn't, but thanks, I try not to let it overpower me, just I just want to provide for my family now.
Yeah.
So when I was young, first got into the car stuff. I knew I built cool cars, and I had this chip on my shoulder. I was young, stupid, and there's just no way to be, man. It's I quickly learned that arrogancy is a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Cockiness is a horrible thing. There's no one better than one another. You know what makes you cool to me is who you are, not what you own. That's something that I've learned the past 5-6 years. When I started the whole business thing, you start to see people's true colors. They want to come around with the good stuff. They don't see the struggles. They don't see the hard times and the late hours, and they
see the surface, right? But they don't see everything behind the hard work, the dedication, all the grit.
I get it all the time. It must be nice. I said, listen, I'll trade you shoes for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And you tell me it's easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I complaining? No, but anything worth a great reward is going to take a lot of risk.
Yeah. What's funny is because obviously you have some nice cars, right? And when I look at a car, it's crazy because I've been focusing my mindset for past half year, and it's kind of weird because I had that mindset. I'm not gonna lie. I look at a car and I was like, man, I wonder what that guy does or what that person does. We all had that
mindset. It's normal. It's a normal thing. We all have had that mindset.
But what's crazy is now I look at it and I see beyond that. Maybe the person gets out of the car, the woman, the man, and I say, dang, like I look beyond that. And I look at them like, man, there's probably so many years of working late nights, a lot of doubt, a lot of conquering, a lot of, all that stuff.
Do you know why you see beyond that now? Because now you're on this side of the ladder.
Yeah.
It's different. And again, it doesn't make us better. Once you start to do what you have going on here, this wasn't cheap, right? All this costs money.
Definitely wasn't.
It's a risk you had to do, right or wrong. Yeah. You don't know it's going to take. You don't know the outcome.
Yeah.
So it's a risk you did. So now the struggles and the risks and the choices, you understand them in a different view than you did before.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not makes you a better or less or a worse person. It's just viewing things differently and understanding them differently.
Yeah.
When it's one business owner talking to another business owner, you'll never hear us mingle say, "Oh, must be nice to own this." We don't say any of that stuff because we both know the struggles we got to do.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? To us, we know the consequences of things.
So would you say, just with that statement, would you say a big part of maybe your success or kind of your outlook on everything that you surround yourself with those type of people who know?
Listen, when I was 12 years old, my uncle, that's like my dad, Raul, said, "Tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are."
Like that.
Oh, listen, and that applies to everything. That doesn't mean I only want to hang out with... Listen, I'm going to start this and throw this out there to begin. There is not one person better than the other based off what they own, what they do for a living. We just have different goals and we view things differently. Mm-hmm. Not one is better than the other. I've met a ton of people. I've had some personal issues in the past year in my relations. And where it's cost me to... I'm human. Get a little, not depressed, but just sad. And I'm walking through the gym and I see couples happy as hell. Yeah. Work normal day jobs, right? They're happier than I am at that moment. The financial success does not defer or make your happiness. It's who we are.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm starting not to say I do hang out and associate myself with colleagues that think like I do and do things like I do. There's not very many of them. Honestly, there's not even a handful of people that I talk to, hang out with, you know, because I'm so busy with my business and my employees. And the little time that I do get, I try to stay on top of my health. I hang out with my kids.
Yeah.
But I do surround myself with other like-minded people. One thing that I've encountered is hanging out or talking about business ventures or business ideas to people that don't care for those things. They look at you different, you know? And so I'm very discreet about what I say, very discreet about my plans or my goals, because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line. It's a very fine line. It's oxymoron. I hate the attention my cars bring me. I hate it. I enjoy and love driving in these cars, right? And I don't have time to go to Button Willow or racetrack to go drive them. So I drive them to work. I drive them around town, and I enjoy them. When you get out and people talk to you, it's like, I love the young kids. I love motivating them.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, listen, hustle.
Yeah.
Go to school. Listen to your parents.
I bet you get that a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
Every day. And it's a beautiful thing. You know, but sometimes I don't like the attention.
Yeah.
I legitimately don't like the attention.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm no different than you. I'm human just like you. I just like these cool cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
But the kids, man, I'm all about the kids. I got 2 kids that my life is, you know, I devote everything that I do is so I could give them a better life and raise them with good manners, good structures, good views, good, you know, all that stuff. So.
Nice, man. This is crazy, man. I'm saying it's just been so long. So like I'm listening to you, and it's just like, man, dude, like I kind of didn't know that side. Like you know, and this is what I love about this particular episode with people like you is when we catch up. Like again, it's as if like somebody's sitting next to us, getting to know you too, and I love it. Like this is what makes it so.
So let's be real here, right? Let's throw it out there. 10 years ago, I was building Civics and Integras.
Yeah.
We're going to car shows. My goal was to go to every car show and win.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I ripped apart every car next to me. I was that arrogant kid. I'm going to keep it real. If you know me from 10 years ago, you know, well, let's be real here. There's nothing you can tell me that I can't tell you about me, right?
Yeah.
I know. And am I ashamed? Absolutely not. I'm human. I made mistakes. I've learned and I've bettered myself.
Yeah.
You know? So in 10 years, I've grown up. I know I've grown up. I've became a father, you know. I've become a leader. I guide people. I have 13 employees.
People look up to you. I'm
sure. You know, and my job is not to better myself. I'm being a good leader if I'm bettering else around me.
Yeah.
You know?
About making an impact.
That's what it's all about, buddy. Yeah. And I love that. I love seeing my people around me do well, happy. That's the best feeling. Yeah. I'm here with you right now on a Thursday at 11:15. My business is up and running. Yeah. And my people, my team, killing it. Yeah. You know, we all love and we all help one another grow. You know, so.
Let's go back to kind of your story. So last time we were at you had a job at a distribution
when I was in Colorado.
When you were in Colorado, okay. So you got in the car scene. You built that badass Civic, by the way.
So I was already here.
Okay.
I did that.
Okay.
And I was working for Web Camshafts.
Okay, Web Camshafts. There we go.
I worked there for 8 years.
How long did you work there? And did you? I would imagine you learned so much over there, right?
Web is the base core to a lot of what I know. I've learned my own thing in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
But what I've learned there is what made me open the door and walk out and do my own thing.
Okay.
So when I first moved here, I was going to get this job that I didn't go through. So I ended up going to work for AutoZone. And I worked at an AutoZone off University in Riverside. And one day, one of the sales ladies that works at Web Camshafts calls AutoZone and was looking for just an OEM replacement camshaft for like a Civic or something. And they happened to have it on the shelf. So the lady flirted with my store manager. Hey, could you bring us the camshaft? He's like, oh, I'm going to drive this cam to webcam. And I heard him. I was like, well, I know where web. He's like, does anybody know where web is? I was like, I know where it's at. I want to take it. Because I wanted to talk to him about performance camshafts. 18-year-old kid. I wanted to ask him questions about
That's a crazy story. Okay.
So he's like, really? You want to take it? I'm like, yeah. So I get the cam, drive 2 miles up the road. And I walk in, put the cam on the counter. The owner happens to be in the little lobby. So I'm asking the sales lady, like, hey, how much for a camshaft for this 1.6 single cam? all this technical stuff. I didn't know half the things I was saying that I was asking. It's just what I read online, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the owner, Steve Story, is looking at me. He says, hey, you into cars? Like, yeah. Well, let me give you a tour.
Oh, man.
18-year-old kid, eyes light up, you know.
So you're probably like, you felt like you were going to like
Oh,
Disneyland
bro,
or some
I
shit,
was
right?
pumped up, bro. Fucking walking through this place like souped up. And he's just showing me, and I'm just pumped up. And he goes, hey, do you like working at AutoZone? I said, that's cool. He's like, do you want a job? I said, sure. He's like, cool, we start tomorrow at 6 in the morning.
Dang, just like that.
Let me tell you, this guy has a heart of gold, brother. This guy is one of the most amazing individuals I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Doesn't know me, nothing. He just sees this young kid pumped up, souped up about cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get there at 6 in the morning. The guy so he's the owner. And then, you know, there's 20-something employees. So there's, I started in the shop, literally pushing a broom, cleaning camshafts.
Yeah.
And the guy, I'm not going to say his name, but the foreman at the time was the biggest asshole in the world. The dude, miserable. And he said to me, he said, hey, hi, I'm X. Nice to meet you. He says, I heard that you have another job, and if that job interferes with this job, I'm firing your ass faster than you could blink. That was his first sentence.
Dang.
I'm fucking 18. You don't scare me. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. You know?
Yeah. So did you still have the job at AutoZone?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Gotcha.
I told my store manager, like, yo, I'm gonna start here. Could you switch my hours to like 5 o'clock closing? I'm like, I'll go to web in the morning. I'll come close here. It sounded all perfect on paper. It sounded great. Yeah. I'm gonna work 10 hours and go to another job. It lasted for like a week before I quit AutoZone. So I did that, and Steve, the owner, had an office upstairs. You'd walk up the stairs, and he could oversee the whole shop. And every day at 4:30, I used to walk upstairs, knock on his door, like, yo, can I come in? I was like, what are you working on? I'm just kind of curious. I was always intrigued with everything the dude did. And nobody there cared to learn it. Mm-hmm. Nobody. They were 8 to 5ers. They hated it. They'd be like, oh, you're ass kissing, your brown nose. No, I'm just into cars. So this dude would show me, teach me, you know. Then I had an opportunity 4 months later to become a cam grinder. Therefore, make more money. And I did that. And I kept learning and learning. And that's when I started making some monies. And that's when I built the Green Civic, the all-motor car. Nice. When I was first on ITBs. And that's how it all started, man.
Dang, that's crazy.
You know, and I kept learning and working myself up, picking at their brains, you know, and yeah.
How many years were you?
8.
8 years?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I did not know that. That was like 5 years or a little less than that.
No, wow. Man, it was crazy. I worked there for a long time.
Yeah. Dang. So you obviously got into drag racing, of course. You drag race. Do you hold, by the way, I don't even know. Do you hold any records of? I'm
crew chief and tuner to the world's fastest front-wheel drive car.
Nice.
795 at 188 mile an hour.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, I started, Sheepey out of the garage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of walk me through. So you're at.
So I'm at Web. Yeah. I'm building the show cars. I did the Civic, right? Then I did the Integra for Super Street, doing all the show things we used to go to.
Yeah.
And then I've always liked performance, and I wanted to make the Integra faster. So I wanted to put a bigger turbo kit on it. I made friends with this dude from Arizona. He was a great welder, and he used to come over. We used to, tinker in the garage on the weekends and make the car faster. And he was great at what he did. Mm-hmm. And my name at this point was getting big. I'm like, yo, I got a pretty big, my name, I had a big following. Mm-hmm. And it's Frank from Downstar started the whole Bolt thing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I knew he was starting, but I know I had a bigger following than him, but the dude was making money. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, I got all my peers around. I got Brian from YY, I got this dude, all these dudes making a little bit of a side hustle from our industry.
Why can't you?
Right. Yeah. So I told my boy, I was like, yo, why don't we just start making these turbo manifolds out of the garage, make some extra bucks. I still had the job at Webcam. Yeah. I had a good job. Like, yo, if I could put an extra $200 in my pocket, dope, a week, right? Mm-hmm. So we did that. And that 200 turned into 400, and 500, and 600, and it just kept.
So you're getting a lot of orders. You're just like
overnight blew up.
Yeah.
And we had Charlie started welding on a little plastic, literally, bro, a plastic fold-out table from like Walmart.
Oh man.
With a plastic fold-out chair.
Uh-huh.
The welder on the side, a bottle of argon, and a couple little machines to cut metal. We didn't do it to. We didn't know what we were getting into. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to make a couple extra bucks so I could fund my race car.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. The Integra then turned into a drag car, and we got all crazy about it. And I just wanted to make extra bucks to fund my race car because my paychecks had to go to my mortgage, I was, married, a house, mortgage, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I knew if I wanted to build fast cars, I had to make a side hustle.
Definitely.
Right? So my side hustle was making these turbo manifolds.
Mm-hmm.
So we put this Integra together. Lori and Steve from Webb helped me, gave me cams, help with the electronics. And then I teamed up with this dude back east named Chris Miller. Very smart guy. The dude is great at what he does. Very talented individual. And Tony Palo from T1 Race. And they helped with the tune up. I had all the right parts. And there's this big race called Fall Nationals 2012. Me, my car, along with Jason Parks and a couple other individuals, we loaded up on a big trailer and shipped our cars back east. And I come from show car. This was the first time entering drag racing, and everybody's running their mouth. Yo, these show kids, we don't show car. And we went out there. Chris Miller drove the car, tuned it, and that weekend the car went 8.7 at 179 and broke the record, the world record.
Hey.
First time out.
Bet you made a huge splash.
Huge.
Yeah.
Big. We didn't know what the hell we're doing. Just two young kids.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Pumped up. And after that, we got flooded with orders.
Dang.
I had to hire another welder.
And
they're so busy that Steve and Lori from Webb are like parents to me, where I'd get there late because I'd be working in the garage with the guys, and I'd leave my work early because I had to go work in the garage with the guys. So then my priority became
your garage.
My garage, which wasn't fair. Everybody else that worked at Webb. Steve wanted to retire, and Steve had showed me a lot of things. At this point, I know how to develop profile cams. I knew the dynamics of a cylinder head, the engine. I learned how an engine worked, inside and out. So Steve then said, "Hey, I want to retire, but I want someone to do my job.
Wow.
You want to take over what I do?" So I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, here's the thing. You got to slow it down with your garage thing. Where when you're here, you're focused in here at this job. Yo, on break time, I'd be on my phone. I'd be in the middle of work. My phone would ring. I'd answer it and walk out. It was wrong. It wasn't fair.
Yeah, your priorities kind of shifted a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
So he offered me the job and I accepted. But he said, you got to shut your garage thing down.
Dang. Okay.
But yo, Webb's been in business for 60 years. I got health benefits. I make good money. I'll be set.
It's like a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah. Yo, baby mama's knocked up. Right?
Yeah.
So I say, yeah. All right, cool. I did it for 2 weeks and I couldn't pull my phone out while I was there. And I was fucking miserable. Miserable. Right? I talked to baby mama. At this time, she's 5 months pregnant. Right? She ain't working. I says, I had a little bit of money saved up. Yo, I can't do this. I can't give up this thing that I see, that I love, that, I don't want to live with regret.
Yeah.
Because of a great opportunity that I had. Yo, by all means, I don't take nothing away from that opportunity.
Yeah.
But there's no way. I'm a kind of guy, bro, I can't live in regret. If I see something, and my like, yo, get it? No, you can't. The worst, fuck that, go do it. And if I fail, I was already homeless once.
Yeah.
I figured it out. Trust me, I'll figure it out again.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You'll just figure it out.
I'll figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
God is good, bro. God got you, you know?
Yeah.
And I told baby mama, and she says, well, if that's what you want to do it.
So she gave you the green light.
Bro, the hardest thing was me sitting Steve and Lori down and telling them I couldn't do it. But they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But till this day, my number one supporters. Bro, like, I call them mom and dad, like, super tight.
Yeah.
Steve retired, lives in Havasu, hangs out on his fucking boat all day. Lori, and now is owner of Webb, super tight with her, and everybody there still. So
I'm sure they're proud of you, though, right? I mean, they see kind of like it's like they're
like that annoying parent, and I don't mean that in a bad way. They're just always proud to talk about it. Oh, let me tell you about Alex.
Yeah.
But you know what? But it's good because let me tell you something. There's people that come around only for the good. But I can tell you, 95% of my people, my family, were not around when I was struggling trying to make it. Now everybody wants to come around. Fuck you. And I know that sounds wrong, but the truth is, I'm not going to invest time into people that never invested into me. Yeah. Just stay on your side. I'll stay on my side. No big deal.
Like true colors start coming out.
Oh my brother, they come out. And it's all good, bro. I'm no one to judge. I don't discriminate. I don't hate. I don't hold grudges. Just stay away from me. Yeah. That simple, right? Yeah. No big deal. Keeping it real. But they were there. They helped me, you know. And I got, there was this up the street from my house, a little 1,400 square foot little commercial shop.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. I had like a little money saved up, not much. Baby mom was 5 months pregnant, and here I am quitting my career job.
Oh man,
to start my little business.
But isn't it crazy? Like once, like the biggest opportunity that comes, it always comes like at the most like, what do you call it? It always comes at the most like critical time because, like you said, you just turn down, webcam, and then your baby mama's pregnant. It's like it seems like it's at the most critical time, but then like that opportunity is
How many
there.
people you think would quit their career as their first kid's being born, and you got a mortgage?
99% probably.
Absolutely. The scariest thing I've ever done in my life, and the best thing I have ever done in my life.
All at the same time.
All at the same time. It's the most weird feeling. Like I can't even describe it.
I fucking love it, man.
But I mean,
I love it.
Like even thinking about it fuels me. So when I talk to other people, like, yo, I'm thinking about, like, listen, bro, I know how you feel. Just do it. I promise you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Hide under a rock?
Mm-hmm.
We live in America.
Yeah.
There's opportunity everywhere around us.
Mm-hmm.
How many countries in this world can you be homeless and do very well?
Not a lot.
We live in America. Use the opportunities around you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
People just want it in their lap. Go out, get your ass up and go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can do it. You know?
I want to go back to your story, but I think it's the perfect time to ask this.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of auto enthusiasts who are watching and listening to this. And their ultimate dream is, of course, to open up their own garage, open up their own shop.
Scary thing.
What is something they should know before going down that lane?
The thing is, the automotive industry is such a big window. I honestly, it's a hard question to answer because
so many things.
There's so many things to it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to be very specific.
Okay.
Opening a garage these days or a shop is not like it used to be back in the days. It's becoming harder. And not to mention, people don't really need shops. YouTube and the internet tells you everything. Everything. Right? So my company is a manufacturer. I make turbo kits for non-street legal cars to not operate on the streets of any highway. So that's how I started. I started making turbo kits.
Yeah.
And I'm not a shop where you come in and I modify your Civic or your Integra.
I see.
See?
You just make the parts.
I make the parts.
Gotcha.
I sell you a turbo kit. You or your buddies or whoever then will install it. Right? That's how we started. I still manufacture. Right? Same amount of work, probably even more of a volume. But then, of course, I wanted to build parts for the best of the best cars ever manufactured in the world, which is exotics.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if we're fast forwarding too much, but because now I'm jumping into what I do now. Mm-hmm. But do you want to do that?
Yeah, well, let's go back. Okay. So I guess my question is for those auto enthusiasts who are looking to open up a garage and shop. I guess, because it's a hard question to really ask and you have to be specific, but would you say maybe they just need to definitely have a strategy?
Yes.
Because it's harder, right? It's harder nowadays.
I wouldn't even open a performance shop. I wouldn't even call my place a performance shop.
Okay. What would you call it?
I'm a manufacturer, and then now I'm an exotic performance shop.
Yeah.
But now it's different because there's not very many people that do what I do.
Mm-hmm. But you build cars too, right? You build it. Like if a customer calls you and says, "Hey, I want to do this to my car."
What kind of car?
Like Ferrari, I guess.
Yeah, I'll build that.
Okay.
So now I'm selective. I only work on exotics.
Okay, gotcha, perfect.
For me and my team, my side of the building where we work and build cars, only exotics. Lamborghinis and Audis are our number one cars. Then we have McLaren packages and Ferrari packages. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this then: what made you go that route with the exotic cars? Because obviously you've been in the sport compact realm for such a long time. Did you just want to challenge yourself? Or?
No, it's not a challenge. If you asked me 8 years ago, what car do you want to build one day in Twin Turbo, I'll tell you Lamborghini. It was a goal that I've had the whole time.
Nice. Okay.
Right? So we're automotive heads. We're gearheads. We started with Civics. We love performance. We love speed. Right? Mm-hmm. There's different calibers of automotive performance. You got the muscle cars, the imports, the exotics. Which ones are the top of the tier?
The exotics.
Right. I wanted to do and build the best of the best cars in the world. Those was my goals. A pretty small, kind of shooting to the stars, like you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But I saved my money and I bought myself a Lambo.
Mm-hmm.
And
Beautiful Lambo, by the way.
I bought a Huracan and I enjoyed it stock for a minute, lowered it, did rims. I was scared to cut into that thing. I'm like, yo, who cuts into a $250,000 car?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, all right, this is what I bought it for. But the thing is, me and my team, we're very educated in what we do. So let's back up. Honda drag racing, Honda building. If you're not in the Honda world or never been around the Honda world, you're going to think Rice Rocket, the kid driving down the street.
Yes.
Honda drag racing performance building is one of the top in the world compared to V8 building, classic building, from the wiring to the electronics to the technology in the ECU controller to the plumbing to the turbo kits to the welding styles. I mean, if I bring one of we all have many friends. You and I have friends that to this day have built phenomenal Hondas, and we bring them and line them up, and you take the Honda out of it, and you look at the craftsmanship. It goes toe to toe with those $500,000 Camaros you see at SEMA.
And that's super overlooked.
Super overlooked because it's a Honda.
Yeah.
Right? So we managed to make 1,300 horsepower out of 2-liter engines, right? Wired perfect, tuned perfect, plumbed phenomenal, welding phenomenal, right? It's a 4-stroke engine, right? So then I'm starting to look at these Lambos, right? Some stuff out there. I'm like, that shit would be made fun of if you put it on a Honda.
Mm-hmm.
Honda community clown you. You can't be coming with that kind of stuff to a Honda event, right? Just as, well, what if we do all this to one of those, right? What if I do my vision of my style of doing things on a Lambo? That's what I did.
$250,000 car.
So I released my Lambo at SEMA this time last year. Okay? And 1 year, we've built 22 Lambos.
Wow. 22 in 1 year.
Yes.
Wow.
Many McLarens, now Ferraris. God's good. He's blessed me. My team. We worked very hard, but it was a big risk.
Yeah.
You feel me? But it's no different than a Honda. It's just take the price tag out of it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's really expensive. Things break. When you break something on that thing, it's like,
Yeah.
But you got to have the right team behind you. I have a phenomenal, my electronic guy, Boyan, which is one of the developers for Cyvex, which is a computer that we use on these cars. We take the original computers out of them and put standalones. He's brilliant. So, it's all about your team. There's no I in teams. You got to have, I got amazing fabricators, amazing electronics, my techs. We all just put everything together and we make it happen.
Let's talk about your team. How did you develop your team? I feel especially in a shop and the magnitude of stuff that you do for your business and the services you provide, you need to build a freaking
let me tell you something.
Killer team.
It's all team.
Yeah.
Right? It's all team. So start with Chuck, right? Me and Chuck's, and Chuck is now we call him he's a specialty welder. So Chuck at one point burnt all the manifolds in the Hondas. Now we have other guys that do all the production stuff. It was me and Charlie, and then we brought on a couple guys in between, and my main tech, a guy named Alonzo, we call him Fatty. He's not fat though, dude's big now. Oh, he was fat, but now he's all buff.
Yeah.
Straight out of high school. Most of my team's young, very young. My lead tech is 22 years old.
So were these guys that kind of like went back to your story where, the owner of camshafts, webcam, like kind of just saw a
Same
passionate person and
Yep.
kind of recruited you?
And molded them the way I wanted them. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
Teaching a puppy anything you want, right? I'm not calling my employees puppies, by the way, but got this young kid, hardcore into cars his whole life. Stops by, he needed help to install something on one of his buddy's cars. He says, yo, just come to, he's like, oh, I live down the street. I said, bring the car over. And you can just use my tool to do it. She's like, yo, do it like this, do it like this. Good. Kid does it. I'm like, good job. Yeah, we needed help at this point. We're starting to grow. You want to work here? At that point, we were just doing production stuff, making manifolds, turbo kits, intercoolers. So he's prepping material, prepping everything for the welders. That's all we did for the first 3 years.
This is that still location that was down the street from your house, right?
Correct.
Okay.
In Paris. My focus was production. Yeah. We weren't a mechanic shop. We didn't install turbo kits. We just built turbo kits and shipped them all over the world. Mm-hmm. So I brought Fatty onto the team. Then we hired another welder and another welder. And 2 years ago, Black Friday is always our craziest year. I told Fatty, like, yo, we need help for like the busy season. He's like, oh, I got this dude that I went to high school and needs a job. So cool. And so I paid him cash, right? I didn't know the dude's name for a month. Like, yo, what's that guy's name in the back?
You're paying him, but you didn't know his name?
Because I'd give it to Fatty, like, yo, what's your homie's name?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. His name is Luis now, by the way. Luis, quiet, don't talk much. Truth be told, in 2 years, I don't even think I've seen the dude mad. Just no problem. I do it. Learned. He's that guy sitting in the background while everyone's barking, learning everything you're doing.
It's those people you need to be pay attention to. The ones that are silent.
He's my shop manager now.
Oh man, that's crazy.
He runs the whole show for everybody. He manages everything when I'm gone. Right? Luis, man, I love the dude. I love my team, but that's how Fatty came on. Fatty was always a wrencher. So we got Fatty wrenching. Now he's jack of all trades. We taught him how to weld, do everything. But usually when it comes down to assembly, it's always me and Fatty that assemble all the exotics. Mm-hmm. And he does a little bit of welding, yada yada. Luis' shop manages the shop. Charlie's a specialty welder, only welds the titaniums and stuff. Then I got two production aluminum welders and 2 production stainless welders. Okay. Then now we're even growing even more. I just hired a friend of ours through our industry, Lauren, that's now the office manager and manages all the office and all the sales and keeping things in line in the office, because right now I do the office work and juggle in the back. But the more time I can spend in the back developing these packages and assembling these cars, the more we're able to grow. Mm. So I brought Lauren on board, and then teaming up with this other gentleman, a friend of mine, Greg, for the expansion of doing. Now we got another building that we're going to be doing all-wheel drive dyno, our alignment rack, tire balancing machine, everything. So it's between both of our buildings, we could cater to you in anything that you need. If you're Raptor, you need tires, come down to my shop. Either you go to Schwab down the street and sit bored, or you come to my shop in a really nice environment with fancy cars all around you and get the same service. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel that people like us are going to be like, well, let's go to Sheepey's. Mm-hmm. He's got the same equipment, state-of-the-art equipment as the guys down the street. And you can go hang out, see these cool exotics, and probably get a better deal. So now we're expanding to that line. So more of the retail stuff.
Well, how many stores? 3 now, or is it 2?
2 buildings.
2 buildings. Okay. Yeah. All right. Before I forget, what's the origin of the name Sheepey?
Oh man. Let's back up to Colorado days. This story's gonna be quick. So I used to play Counter-Strike.
Okay.
In high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Who didn't?
Bro, I love CS 1.6. So I used to hang out at this LAN center, bro, in my town. And I used to just play under the name Alex. And all my nerd friends were like, bro, I got good enough where I started scrimming, right? 5-on-5s. And I dated this chick in high school that was raised on a farm, and they used to raise cattle and sheep, and they go to stock shows and show them and like sell them off or whatever, right? I don't know. So one weekend, I became tight with the guys at the LAN center, but one weekend I went out of town with her and her family to a stock show. So when I came back, they were like, yo, where'd you go? I said, I had to go to the stock show, and my girlfriend shows sheep, and they thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Oh, we're gonna start calling you the Sheep Raider. You should play Counter-Strike under the Sheep Raider. I'm like, cool, whatever. So I started playing under the Sheep Raider, then Sheep. And this is when I turned 17, 18, and I got super crazy into Honda. So then I joined Honda Tech, right? Yeah. And so when I registered, I use Sheep as my name.
Good old Honda Tech, man.
Right. So when I moved down here, I was always on Honda Tech, and I would go to the local meets because I didn't know nobody when I first moved out here. So there'd be meets, the Honda Tech meets, and I'd go to them. I'm like, oh, what's your name on Honda Tech? Sheep. And when there's one guy, he's like, oh, Sheepy, what's up, bud? And it just stuck. So when I built the green car, I'm like, oh, I'm going to put Sheepy built.
Man, that's crazy.
And it just never went away. I tried to get rid of the name a couple times. I gave up in like 2009.
I think it's pretty clever. The logo and, when you put it on your products and stuff. I think
I've branded it, right?
Yeah. It's fucking clever, man.
It's turned into something. Like I said, there was no strategy behind that. There was no intent. It was just kind of all happened. This guy at a Honda Tech meeting, hey, Sheepy. I'm like, all right. So I changed my name to Sheepy.
Yeah.
On Honda Tech, and that's then we started doing the whole car thing, and everybody knew me as Sheepey. I mean, it's crazy because now people like you or old friends still refer to me as Sheepey, but Sheepey's actually a business now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's 14 of us.
Yeah.
My name's Alex. I just own Sheepey Race.
Yeah.
That's how it all started. That's where the name came from.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. So now 2 shops. Let's talk about. I wanted to ask this question. Obviously, when it comes to building cars, manufacturing products, I guess it's safe to say, right? There's a lot of science behind it.
Yes.
Definitely a lot of engineering behind it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How would you describe the creative side of it? How much creation and talent you think has to go into doing something?
A lot. Listen. I'm gonna keep it real. I get asked all the time now with like these gentlemen that we do these Lambo builds for. It's like, oh, what's your what trade school did you go to? I didn't go to a trade school. We learned on our own, trial and error. We learned on 4 cylinders and just applied it. The engineering is just understanding the engine dynamics, how turbos work, the efficiency of things, how to place things. You just kind of learn as you go, but everything's done in house. We don't use no fancy software. I guess we should sometimes, but we just figure it out the old school way. So
yeah, okay. Where do you see your business going now? You obviously have some. Was it the second shop? You're going to put a dyno in there.
The second building right in front of us.
Okay. Yeah.
So our dyno and everything's going in there. So we'll have the car building, the manufacturing, and then the retail end of things, like our showroom floor. If you want to lower your car, put a carbon lip kit or fancy wheels, we could do it on that, that side of the building. I just want to keep stacking on top of the Sheepey name, right? We started with just building cars and then the manufacturing of turbo kits, and now we're building exotics, and now I want to do everything else. Because if you own an exotic, chances are you got a truck or something, right? So I want to service. I want to be able to cater to any performance guy, all their needs.
You want to be like that universal person,
but not get rid of other things to do. I'm going to keep stacking them and adding to my team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
nice.
I can't do it all on my own. That's why my team keeps growing, and you have good people on your team that have a good strive, focused, want to learn.
So I would imagine actually having all those employees and operating a shop takes a lot of responsibility, accountability.
See all this gray hair?
Hey, I'm the same way, and I'm not operating anything, man, but this house.
Oh, man, it is.
What would you say was probably a deal breaker? Like what was like something that you like that sticks with you, like something you learned through all this time?
How to communicate with people.
Communication's key, right? Communication
is number one.
I love this subject.
I don't care how much money you got or the idea you have. If you can't communicate, you're gonna fail. 100%.
Yeah.
The arrogance is the egos, the eyes. You gotta let all that at the door. And if you can't, you're gonna work alone, and you're not gonna be successful in this line of work. One person cannot do it all. There's many people that try. If that makes them happy, by all means. I'm a little different. I want to own the world. I want to do everything. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you gotta know how to communicate. You know how to talk to people, respect people, stay level-headed. When they have troubles, see things in their perspective, understand them, and explain to them the wrongs and the rights.
Be transparent.
Very transparent.
Okay.
Never be. I ask my employees sometimes, did I do something wrong? Am I being out of line? Yo, do you think I handled this wrong? No. Yeah, you did. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate you. Just because I own everything doesn't make me better or right.
Yeah.
I'm still human.
You're the same level.
Yo, you walk in my building, you don't know me. Who's the owner? The owner's not here. How could I help you?
I feel the same way when people doorbell and they're like, "Can I talk to? Are you the owner of the house?" I'm like, "I opened the door, didn't I?"
Well, I don't have to tell people I'm the owner. Why does it matter who the owner is?
Yeah, that's right.
We're all level. We're all equal. We just have different things that we do. Right? But communication is number one in what I do.
So that goes back to that last question I asked you. For those guys who are, people who are looking to open up their shop, communication is probably key, definitely, also as well.
It's number one.
Yeah.
And it's understanding that you're not always right. And focus on becoming a better person. Every day, man, I try to better myself, bro, and better my people around me, right? We're all human, right? One guy gets mad over one thing, this guy, and I talk to him like, yo, why were you mad yesterday? What happened? Talk to me. So maybe, I go try looking at it from this perspective or this perspective. The other guy.
Be a perspective person, right?
Look at things in the stranger's perspective.
Yeah.
It's actually a good thing.
Definitely.
You stand outside of your shoes and you look like, damn.
I feel like it opens up a whole different universe, man.
Bro, it's big. But communication is number one. trust the people around you.
Especially if you're in business with them, I would imagine, right?
If they work with you.
Yeah.
I have cameras all over my shop, and I don't have cameras to watch what they're doing. Absolutely not. I trust all my dudes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I leave stuff. I like fancy stuff, and I leave stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And it'll be there when I get in the next day. Feel me?
Yeah.
If my people know they want something or need something, ask me. I got you. If you don't got the money, I'll help you. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
That easy.
Yeah.
You know? So
I like that. It's like, and it seems like you built your kind of, I want to call it an empire now. It seems like you built your empire on trust, and it's like, that saying, leaders create leaders. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's lots of guys, your store manager. I'm sure there's guys up there who step up to the plate. They know their expectations.
They all know they all know their expectations and what they're worth. When problems happen, I don't sit them down and say, "Why'd you mess up?" I said, "What could I provide you, or what am I lacking providing you that caused this error to happen? What do you need? You need a new tool? Let me know. Let's go buy it right now." Yeah. I ain't coming at them like, "Yo, you fucked up. Why'd you mess up?" I'm gonna take no. What did I lack providing you that made that error happen?
I love that. Yeah.
Right? Tell me. Let's go right now.
Like, let's talk it out. And where can I help you? Maybe it was you. Right?
I have so much confidence and love in my team that if you mess up, automatically I failed you at something. What did I fail you at? Right? If the answer is no, cool. Now we sit down and figure out what the problem came from. And I expect it not to happen again, because if I trust you and if you're part of my team and you're adult and mature enough to accept this responsibility, that thing should not be happening once again. Things happen.
Why do you think other leaders are not like that? I mean,
I wouldn't say they're not like that. I'll tell you what, some of the most successful people in this world are like that. There's 50 different ways to skin a cow, right? My way of doing things is because of my uplifting. I come from nothing. I struggled. I was told I was not going to do nothing in life. I was the dude in the family that was the loser. Oh, that dude's not going to do nothing. And that's just stuck in my head. And that feeling that I felt, that feeling of being less, being told that you're less, is the worst feeling.
Belittled.
Let me tell you something, my bro. It is horrible.
I can imagine.
And I don't want anybody around me to ever feel that way. Nobody. Yo, my dudes, I got a lot of young dudes that work for me. They want to go out to Fullerton on the weekends. Yo, let me borrow one of the cars. Cool, you know the rule. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
You drink, Uber your ass home. I'll go get that car. Feel me? Don't belittle. No, you love everybody around you. Love the people that don't love you. You feel me?
Yeah. Like, you can't expect anything back.
Never expect this fucking goddamn thing back. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
You love, and that's it. And I don't love many, but the ones I love, and I don't mean that in the wrong way, but I keep my circle tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the universe works in a mysterious way. I mean, the way you carry yourself and the way you love people, and even you just treat everybody with.
Bro, God watches everything. God watches everything. God judges. God's the judger, not us. Who am I to judge? I don't judge nobody. If I don't agree with the way you view things or see things, I'm not even going to give my opinion.
Yeah.
Yo, to each their own. I'm just not going to go around.
Everyone's different, right?
Everybody's different, buddy. And there is no wrong or right way.
Yeah.
There's just different. We all have different views of what you and I find right. Like, you just asked me, why don't other people do it like that? Well, who says my way's the best? It probably isn't. That's just what makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what makes everybody else around me
That's your style. That's the way
my
you
style.
manage your team.
Yeah, it's my team. That's how I do things in my facility.
I like that.
You feel me? There's a lot of great companies out there that have different strategies.
Yeah.
And it makes people successful. I don't like that corporate lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't like that 8 to 5 bullshit.
Yeah.
They know everybody got to be there at 8. I got one guy, we always make fun of it, Fatty. That dude shows up at 8:08. It's early. You know what I'm saying? Like, You feel me? Yeah. But the dude does work.
Yeah.
Yo, you feel me? He does work. Luis, always on time, works exactly from 8 to 4:30. And he does everything he needs to do. Fatty shows up 8:20, 8:30, dragging feet. But if I need him to stay to 5:36, helping me wrench on the car, he's staying.
Yeah.
Charlie, same thing. Anthony, all the production guys are quick on their time. You feel me? So then I got my marketing guy, Frank, works online, manages his website, sales, marketing, all that stuff. So I don't press people, because as long as you do your job for that day, the expectations, we good, bro. Be on your phone. We all live on social media. Yeah. I walk out in the shop, they're on their phones. I'm not going to tell them why you're on your phone. You know what I say? Yo, what are you working on? So it makes them want to think and put their phone down. Oh, I'm working on this. I don't say, hey, why are you on your phone? I say, yo, what are you working on? Tell me what you're working on. Which one would you rather hear? You want to feel belittled by saying, why are you on your phone? Or do you want me to question, like, yo, what are you working on?
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
All about communication.
Would you say that belittling that's happened to you, obviously when growing up?
It happened to me when I worked at Web.
When you worked out? Oh yeah, that's right.
Bro, it's happened to me my whole life.
Would you say you carry like a chip on your shoulder sometimes due to that?
What do you mean? Explain the chip.
Like when because people will obviously belittle you, and like it's a horrendous thing, right?
Right.
So do you feel like, I don't know, just some people like to carry a chip on their shoulder, like oh, this person belittled me, I'm gonna show them.
Nope, absolutely not. Why? I'm not God.
Yeah.
Who am I to put someone else down?
Yeah.
Because they're small-minded or scared or arrogant because they don't know much.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I to say otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Buddy, I run into people like that every day from the past.
Yeah.
And I actually, hey man, good to see you. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
You alive? You healthy? Good for you. That is wasted energy. Instead of me trying to show somebody up, how about let me tell you something. I got no one to impress. You know who I want to impress? One of them's this tall and the other one's this tall. My two sons. Other than that, me having a chip and trying to show, hey, listen, I've made it. I got this. Why do I need to impress this?
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time, bro. Like I said, I only got 2 people I ever want to impress. And I don't mean that in the wrong way. I'm very respectful and nice. But if I'm going to try to impress, I'm going to impress my sons. You feel me?
Yeah. Everybody else?
No, just be me. Be humble. Stay your ass humble. Stay grounded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I love it, man. I love it. Oh, man. All right. Woo. Dude, man, I didn't expect all this energy from you, man. You kind of came in, walked upstairs like, oh, yeah, I know you're doing, handling stuff at the shop. And then, man, dude, I just feel like a bang energy just went through your veins real quick. You know what I mean?
Nah, well, the thing is, there's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of misconception that, I've not isolated myself. I've been so in my zone with building my business and my people that the people that I used to be around our industry don't know who I am anymore. I've changed. This is who I am. I preach positive. I don't want to be around negative. I want everybody around me to be successful. There's plenty of fish in the ocean for everybody. Yeah. Feel me? Yeah. Dude, even my competitors. Bro, my competitors in my industry, I'm friends with them. My competitors.
Like, what's wrong with everybody just winning? You know what I mean?
Everybody could win.
Yeah, everybody could win.
As
long as everyone's winning, then it's all good, right?
Everybody's good, bro. Everybody's good.
I love it, man. All right, I'm going to do something a little different from my normal routine here. Got to ask you before we end this, because we're about to run out of time. Favorite, it might be biased, favorite sports compact car and favorite exotic car?
Sport compact car?
Yeah.
Like front wheel drive?
Yeah. 1998
Acura Integra Type R Championship White.
Oh, man.
My Eleanor.
Yeah, Eleanor, I love
Charlie, my employee, I'm not trying to get into shit, just actually bought one. He found one in some random field, never touched, 24,000.
Is that the one I saw online?
Yep.
East Coast, right? Or
no? East Coast.
Yes. It went
beautiful.
For how much?
I can't tell you how much.
Okay. But I know it went up because it was freaking clean.
No. So that's one that was on at Barrett Jackson. He found one in a field, a 98 Type R, one owner, 24,000 miles.
Okay, that's the one.
10
that's
out of 10
I saw. Yeah.
On my Instagram. I posted it.
Yeah.
He dirt cheap, but at least my brother, he's like my brother, has one, so I could kind of say it's mine. But but that car.
It's like, hey, you're family, so that's my car too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny. And favorite exotic car?
It's my next car. I want a LaFerrari.
Oh man, nice.
I know I'm dreaming big.
Yeah,
but, I want a LaFerrari.
There's nothing wrong with dreaming big.
Nah, man.
We're all dreaming big. We're dreaming big here in this room. Alex, I appreciate you, man. That shit was fun, man.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. Do me a favor, let everybody know where they could find you if they want to reach out to you, your website, all that.
So sheepeyrace.com. We spell Sheepey SHEEPEY. Sheepey Race on Instagram, Facebook. But I mean, if you want to drop me an email, you could go to my website, click contact. When you click contact, actually, all those emails do come to personally me. So whatever, if you got a question, you're more than welcome to ask. Personal, business, I don't care. Sometimes it takes me a couple days to get back to email, but I'm not ashamed or scared to answer any questions. So by all means.
Man, I love it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you guys again. You guys, if you could do me a favor, subscribe and follow. You could also please leave a rating and leave a review. It is much appreciated. Man, can't wait to upload this bad boy. Hopefully in a week. Episode 4 in the books. Let's go.